Hello, good evening, and welcome to Garblag Games. I'm Ben, and I'm sitting in tonight for Pete, who's got poorly offspring. So he's rushing around like a headless chicken doing the dad job. And my children are old and have been sent to bed now. So I'm leaping in and I'm pulling out my Tales from the Loop and have got 3 new willing suspect volunteer victims, take your pick, to have a bit of a run through the setting that we started to explore last week on Tuesday, which was the Southern United Kingdom Energy Research Facility, located in Southampton on the south coast of the UK, an area I know quite well, so I can bullshit much more easily. I have since had time to name the town that we were having our adventures in. It's the town of Lower Pasdean. And it is just a short jaunt along the coast from there to the Wallace Research Technology Zone and the American Air Base at East Milton, down the coast the other way. Just over the water from the Isle of Wight, you've got 2 loops, and a little loop and a big loop, sorry, the inner loop and the big loop, where they're doing energy research. This is the 80s that never was. So we've got lots of sort of super tech stuff that's going on, but still we've got the standard 80s setting. The music's the same, the food's the same, a lot of the look and feel of the tech is the same, so it's kind of retro futurism in many ways there as well. Joining me tonight, I have got Lewis, who is playing a what?
I'm playing Finn the Bookworm.
Tell us a bit about Finn the Bookworm. What's he like?
Finn is continuously reading books, looks rather distracted, carries a bag around everywhere, and probably has a ferret somewhere on his person.
Probably ferret, a quantum ferret.
Well, yeah, there's 50% chance until the ferret appears.
Schrodinger's ferret, nice choice. We got Aaron.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to be playing Ezekiel Zeke Hicks. He is a hick, always prefers to be outside, outdoors, doing things, hates it when he's inside, and is usually seen with his dog Brody at his side. Would even smuggle him into school if he could.
And we got Jim.
So I'm playing Bryson Hanratty, a computer geek. And basically, I'm the opposite to Aaron. I hate being outside. The sun hurts my eyes because I like to spend it all day in my bedroom with the curtains drawn on my Amstrad PC home computer.
Cutting edge stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so it's coming towards the end of the summer holidays. The summer has been a long one because summers, when you're this age, kind of last forever. You guys, I believe, are mostly in the 13 and 14-year-old age bracket. So it's late August, still very hot. The grass is very dry outside. It's been a warm summer. Lewis, Finn's big sister, has been up to something shady since the beginning of the summer. You're not sure what, because you haven't been able to track down what it is yet. But there's some shenanigans going on at their secret hideout that they've got, her and her friends. Yeah. But what would you guys be doing on a sunny, hot summer Sunday?
Well, Zeke is definitely traipsing around, probably in the New Forest National Park if he could get away. Borrow his dad's car. Nobody knows he drives. Maybe drove out there with Brody, and they're just hiking through the woods because that's really the only place he wants to be.
New Forest is a lovely, lovely place to drive to and through. Some of the roads, allegedly big main roads, like single track roads that run straight through there. But there's wild horses that have freedom to roam on the roads, and they will literally just walk out of the woods and onto the roads, stop traffic. People have to slow down and drive really carefully around them. On one particularly notable occasion, a horse stopped and decided that giving birth in the road was the best place to do it. So you get a lot of weird stuff like that in and around the national park there. So you're out hiking through the woods in the park. Jim, what about you?
Well, I've gone out on my BMX to go and hire me a new computer game for the day from the video shop.
And Lewis, what about you?
I think Finn's found an out-of-the-way tree somewhere in a common and is reading a book whilst Will the ferret runs around.
Yeah, Will's having a great time in the
chasing
tree.
birds. And,
Just shooting around the branches, having a fine old time. Jim, you get to the video shop and there's adverts for all the latest blockbusters, and you've got rows upon rows of, ooh, crikey, look at that. Spider Queen Long throwing out the re-rolls. Thanks, Pat. So you got rows upon rows of the latest blockbusters and those shonky knockoffs that are supposed to be blockbusters but end up looking like they wish they were. Things like Transmorphers.
Okay.
And behind them, you've got the stacks of VHS tapes that have got the other ones that are out for hire that you can take.
Yeah.
And you've got this narrow range of computer games up at the front of the shop, not too far away from the cashier. Bored 17-year-old stood at the desk, eating popcorn out of a bag, reading a magazine. Occasionally looks over the magazine to see what you're doing. There's a couple of other kids in there as well. A couple of girls much younger than you, picking through films, giggling. But generally, people don't want videos this time of year. They want to be out having barbecues and doing stuff like that.
Well, I'm going to have a real good delve through the computer games. And I'll settle on one, and I'll take it to the counter.
Okay, so you find this new game called Elite, which sounds like it might be interesting. Some kind of fighting game with spaceships, which is always pretty cool.
Okay.
So you take that up to the counter, and the 17 sort of looks you up and down, looks at that, looks at you, rolls their eyes, rings it up on the big mechanical till. Ching! £3.50.
Oh, when did they go up?
Games cost more than videos. You can get a video for £2, but games are £3.50.
Ah, okay.
But you get it for 2 days.
Ah. Only normally takes me 24 hours to complete, to be fair.
Okay. You got the computer that will run this? Because this is pretty updated.
Yeah, of course.
All right. But if it don't run, you don't get the money back.
Of course not. But, you know, I've completed, I would say, nearly all of your games that you've got for hire anyway. So.
Okay. Well done. Doing the badge or anything?
No. And I can do a Rubik's Cube in roughly about 17 seconds.
No. Nobody can do it that fast.
I've practiced all over the summer so far.
Is that all you've done?
I'm played on my computer.
Okay. Gives you your change. Have fun.
Thank you.
And he sort of looks past you and completely blanks you. Oi, girls, those are 15s. You can't have them. And just as you're about to head out, the TV that's above the counter that's showing trailers for films fritzes suddenly. You get this static wave that goes bzz, bzz on the screen. And then it forms into a pattern that you've never seen in the static before. And then fritzes back into the trailers.
Are you watching pirate videos?
Not allowed, it's against contract. Why?
It all went static. You need to the tracking, mess around with the tracking on the video player.
What?
I can do it for you if you want.
What's tracking?
Why don't you tune it in?
Show me.
I shall go up to the video player and I shall stick my finger underneath the dial and start going either way.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to make the first roll of the night. Can you please make a program roll? I think you might just about carry it off somehow.
Indeed.
There you go. You successfully fiddle with the tracking on the video player. And what you find is that it seems to be trying to tune into something, which should be impossible because it's not connected to any aerial or anything. It's just a video player. So a video player shouldn't be trying to track a signal, but it's tracking some kind of external signal. There's nothing wrong with the tape itself.
I'm going to run out the front of the shop and look up at the roof, see if there's some sort of satellite receiver or some big aerial or something. Or I'll look up into the sky and see if there's any flying objects that shouldn't be up there or something.
Well, as usual, from where you are in Lower Pasting, you can see the cooling towers for the loop. 3 great big cooling towers, much like the ones behind Aaron's picture there. Enormous cooling towers that stand out on the horizon. They sit right on the coast. They use cold water from the sea to help cool down whatever bizarre technology is happening in the research station. So there's them, but nothing unusual. Meanwhile, Lewis, while you're sat up in your tree, reading your book, and watching your ferret run around, one of the magnetrine vehicles that's passing overhead, these gigantic magnetic plates that they hang underneath vehicles that helps them to float in the air using the magnetic currents to transport goods and services around the place. There's a common route that runs across the channel from New Milton to Freshwater on the Isle of Wight. And you see one of those just keel over on its side for a minute, and everybody gasps and points up at this thing in the sky as it sort of rolls over on its side and starts to head down towards the ground before whirring back up to speed and picking itself back up again and continuing on its way.
Blimey.
Yeah, you've never seen that before. That's weird. And Aaron, in the woods, as you're working away, you can hear a stomping sound. A mechanical hint just behind it, like a whirring, stomping noise, working its way along the tree line near you. And occasionally you hear a creaking crack as a tree breaks.
Hey, Brody, let's go see what that is. I never heard anything like that before. I gather up the dog, put him on his leash, and we kind of scope the woods to get a better look at what we're hearing.
Okay, can I ask you to make a sneak roll then?
Let's give it a shot here. You can ask, but I will not succeed.
So you think you're being stealthy, and to be fair, this thing's making quite a lot of noise. So you head through the woods and you come across this enormous robot, two massive, powerful legs, stomping along a squat.
Oh, look at this great deal.
Hold on.
A squat, octagonal shaped, partially stretched body marching through the trees. It's got a paint job that says it belongs to the Wallace Technology Research Zone. So it's got a Wallace logo on the side of it. And it's just stomping through the woods.
Well, Brody, not the Sunday I was planning, but let's see where that thing goes. So we stay well behind it, but we kind of follow in its wake.
As you're following it, you can see that it's sort of stomping around in this really chaotic pattern. It's not going in a direction. It seems like it's just wandering through the woods. Occasionally it stops and it lets out this hooting sound, like a deep roaring hoot that sounds almost like distress call. And then it picks back up again and keeps walking. Sometimes it walks into a tree, and that's when the trees are falling over. But when it walks into a tree, it then backs up, reorients itself, and starts walking forwards again. This thing looks drunk.
I kneel down next to my dog and I ruffle the fur behind his head. And I think, I don't know what this is all about, boy, but I don't like it. Let's get out of here. We start to move away from the robot.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be paying absolutely no attention to you whatsoever.
We head back towards my car, and let's get back to town. Maybe somebody else knows what's going on with this thing. I don't want to be here if the cops show up, that's for sure.
So you hop back in your dad's car and you drive back towards town. Probably not a good idea to actually drive into town, because if you get seen, you'll be in big trouble.
Yeah, we'll take the back roads and just head back towards home.
Legally, you're allowed to drive the tractor, but not on the roads.
I'm a little upset because my dad's radio is stuck on the 70s channel and it's just blaring the Bee Gees at the moment, and I just can't get it out of my head.
Now everybody listening can't get Kylie Minogue out of their head. So yeah, you make it back home. And your mum's waiting there at home, and she's like, Zeke.
Yeah, Mom.
Zeke, can you check the power? You understand all these machines and stuff. I don't get it. We had a power cut or a power surge or one of those power things, and the fridge is on the fritz.
All right, Mom. I'll check the fuse box. We got some more fuses down in the basement. I'll see what I can do.
So you head down into the basement, and sure enough, a fuse has blown down there, and it is the one that controls the circuit for the kitchen.
I switch out the fuse. I'm like, "Hey, Mom, try that now. The fridge should be back on."
Yeah, you've got it, love. Well done.
Might want to call an electrician out, though. I don't know why we would have blown a fuse on the refrigerator unless you had the door open. I know that's usually something I do. So
no, there was like a weird power thing. It made the radio go funny as well.
Seems like there's all kinds of weird things going on. We were out in the woods taking a walk, and one of the Wallace Tech robots was out there stumbling around, knocking into trees.
All those things, they're a load of old rubbish. I don't know why they let them out at the compound. Anyway, can you pop into town for me?
Sure, Mom. What do you need?
Well, we need more milk because this stuff's not going to be drinkable anymore.
Yeah.
And while you're there, I don't know, get yourself some lunch or something. Just try and see your friends, have some fun.
All right, Mom. Thanks. So he starts to make his way. Well, Zeke is going to make his way into town, but he's not going to drive his dad's car. He's just going to.
Probably wise.
Yep.
So you make your way into town, and one of the first things that you see when you're in town is Byron Hanratty, a kid from school. He's in a year below you, but he's in the technology club with you. Not Byron, it's Bryce, isn't it? I got the name wrong. What's your name, Jim?
Bryson.
Bryson.
Yeah.
Bryson Hanratty, a kid who's in the tech club at school with you, and he knows a bit about technology, and he seems to be sort of looking up at the rooftops and sort of scanning the side streets. He's got a Blockbuster video carrier bag in his hand on his BMX that he's pushing along, and he's looking up at the roofs of the houses to see what's going on.
Hey, Bryson, what are you doing?
I'm looking for weird things, like objects flying in the sky and things. Because the video recorder in there is trying to connect something, but it's not wired in at all.
I'm telling you though, Bryson, if you want to see something weird, you should have been out in the forest with me. I mean, I know you don't like the woods, but one of those Wallace Tech robots was going crazy in the woods, just wandering around like my uncle when he's drunk.
Lewis, you hear them talking about crazy robots in the woods. This sounds like a story.
I half hear them because I've nicked Jessica's cassette player. She's been distracted lately.
She has.
But yeah, Finn will approach. So what's going on with the robots?
Oh, hey, Finn. Now,
Hey.
I don't know what's going on. We were, Brody and I were out in the woods hiking, and this big Wallace Tech robot was just staggering around there. It was every once in a while it'd stop and it'd make this weird hooting noise and then just pick itself back up and keep going. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody else out there, so we took off.
On them mag vehicles just almost fell out of the sky as well. They lurched right over. Oh, I was just going to go home right back.
You know, I just came
Idea
from
for
my
a story.
house. I just came from my house, and my mom said that we had a weird power surge too. It blew out one of our fuses. This whole town's going crazy today.
So
But I heard that some of the year 10s were playing their Slayer records backwards. Perhaps it's bringing about the end of the world.
Well, Bryson, I think if the end of the world is going to come, it'll start someplace else, not this far out in the sticks.
I don't know. They were playing them in their bedrooms. Yeah, and my friend Mark, he says that you actually, if you play the right song backwards, you can actually summon the devil.
yeah, did Mark tell you where he read about that? Because I mean, that doesn't sound right at all, does it?
Yeah, he says that his dad's brother, so my uncle's youngest son, he did it once, and his dad come in just at the right time and put it forward like the right way, and he managed to close the portal in time. Yeah, stopping the devil coming through the portal.
I heard that, but I heard it was because of that Dungeons and Dragons club in school were playing that game and summoned the devil. I didn't hear anything about Slayer being played backwards. I don't know.
Yeah.
At that point, as you're deeply engrossed in this conversation about summoning the devil, the emergency sirens in town start to go off, and everybody's like, what? Now, these sirens were installed when they put the loop in. They're supposed to be in case of some kind of particle leak or energy emergency. And the siren starts to go that signals everybody to get inside and take shelter. But it only lasts for about 3 seconds. So while everybody sort of stops still and starts looking around, while these sirens go, and then stop.
I shall pull the tin-foil coated bra that I stole off my friend's sister out of the front basket of my BMX, and I'm going to tie it around my head.
I'm going to click the cassette on pause, take my headphones off, and I'll be
So
like,
everybody in the streets is just kind of looking around going, what's going on? And you see 2 police cars go racing past. Sirens blaring, lights flashing.
that doesn't, you know.
Hey guys, you
doesn't
want
sound-
to see where they're going, see what's going on? I got nothing else to do today. But Bryson, I don't know. Do you really want to be wearing that bra on your head?
Yeah, it makes me invulnerable to mind attacks.
Yeah,
All right.
no, see,
It's not a bra. It's a radiation-proof helmet.
I've never. I've
See,
read
you only use a
anything
bra
like
if you want to
that.
summon Kelly LeBrock. Everybody from the 80s knows that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, I guess you can keep the bra on your head, but do you want to see where those cops are going? Something's going on here.
Yeah, we should follow it. It's definitely a story.
All right.
Oh,
Maybe I'll go with Hick, and maybe Bryson, you could walk on your own a bit, or you've got a bike, haven't you? You can maybe cycle. You can keep the bra on if you really want, but
it's not a bra. It's a radiation-proof helmet.
All right, Bryson. I sure, radiation-proof helmet, but it looks kind of like your Ma's bra. I'm just saying, but that's fine. That's fine. I mean, Finn, I gotta say, I didn't bring the car though. I was afraid to drive it into town. I came in on my bike too, so I think we're just gonna have to hoof it.
What do you mean?
we keep up with the police then. Yes, you know.
I just got to follow the sirens. I mean, I don't know. I got nothing better to do. You know, Mom sent me in to get some milk and, have some lunch, but she told me to hang out. So I don't know. We could do something else if you want, but this is the most excitement I've seen around town in a few weeks.
No, I think we should follow it. It's, there's going to be at least a story there, surely.
Let's get on it. I'm gonna tell you, Bryson. If you spent more time outside with me in the forest, you'd be able to bike a little faster, probably. But make sure that bra is secured tight on your head, otherwise it's gonna fall off while we're going.
Are you going to give Finn a backie on your bike?
Yeah, someone's got it.
Sure.
A backie? Surely it's called a croggy.
I think we may be looking at regional differences.
Never.
So Finn
stopped
hops
by
on
the
the
police
back
for that
of
one.
Hicks's bike, hands on the shoulders, and the
Bill
three
the
of
ferret sort of looking
you
around.
ride off. The ferret. The three of you ride off after these police cars, and the police cars make their way towards the east, which is heading out towards the research technology zone, which is a little bit of a mystery. Now, loads of people in town work for the RTZ, which they call it the RTZ, even though it really should be called the RTZ. But because there's an American air base nearby, you get people picking up a lot of Americanisms and slang and stuff like that. And there's quite a few Americans living in town.
That's where I get my accent from.
Probably get on really well with Chatterton III, son of the most eligible not bachelor of the Air Force, Chatterton Jr. who I think was having an affair with pretty much everyone else's mother at one point in the character creation last time we played. So you head on out of town and along the sort of coast road. So you can occasionally through the trees you catch a glimpse of the sea glittering, and you can see some of these magnetron trucks flying overhead, taking deliveries back and forth. And when you finally catch up with the police a little while later, they're parked up outside the research technology zone, which is this sort of big fenced enclosure with a number of huge warehouse-like buildings inside. The police are stopped outside and they're arguing with a security guard from the research technology zone about getting in, and he's saying something back to them, and they're pointing and shouting and talking about phone calls, and this guy's like, he's waving a clipboard at them. He's actually armed. The guard at the RTZ is armed, but the police aren't, which puts them at something of a disadvantage in this situation. And eventually they get back in their police cars and they drive off back the way they've come. The security guard goes back inside his little booth, picks up the phone, phones somebody, puts the phone down again.
Well, I don't know. That was a bit of a letdown. I expected to see something a bit more interesting going on.
Can all of you make an investigate check for me?
We should totally go inside.
This is definitely not my strong point.
I mean, every book I've ever read, there's always a broken bit of the fence.
So Zeke doesn't, Bryson does, and Finn does. You can take a reroll if you want, Aaron, but the other two have both made it.
I'm good. Zeke is not the kind of guy to figure these kind of things out. He takes things at face value for the most part.
So what the other two of you notice is that not so much directly visible from the road, but from where you are on the cycle path, you can see that there's a warehouse, and the side of the warehouse has been smashed open from the inside, and the fence nearby has also been smashed open from the inside. Like something very large has walked out of there in a very bad mood.
See, I told you there was always.
Is that the sort of hole that your big robot that you've seen would have made?
What hole? Oh! I didn't see that, guy. Sorry. I don't know. Yeah, it was big. It was that big. I could have totally gone through the side of the building there.
Wow.
Yeah, you're quite right. That is about the right size for the big robot that you saw wandering around. My face has got all swimmy.
Yeah, but I don't know why they would have just let it burst through that fence and not tried to get it back, though. I mean, it was all the way in the woods. I mean, I guess it's not that far from where we're at now, but
if we don't know, we can always try and find out.
You guys talking about sneaking into the RTZ? I don't know.
But there's a big hole in their fence now. There's never going to be an opportunity like this. Imagine what's inside.
Finn. All right. You know what? You know I wouldn't let you go alone. I got your back. But if we get in trouble, you've got to explain it to my mom, because you know she is not going to be happy.
He's got a tinfoil bra on. If we get caught, we'll just point like he's yeah.
That's a good point, Bryson. Keep that on your head. If we get caught, you're just the crazy friend we're looking for.
Precisely. He wandered in through the broken fence. We had to find him. Don't worry. These things,
it's your civic duty.
In the books, they always work out. It's fine. It'll be fine.
If you're sure, Finn, okay, let's go. Why not? We were looking for some excitement anyway. I'm sure. I mean, not like they would shoot us or anything, right?
All right, so that's a sneak roll from everybody to get in.
Again, one of my other strengths here.
not exactly my strength either, but hey, we'll give it a go. Yeah, no.
So that's nobody succeeding on their sneak roll. You're sneaking like a Scooby-Doo sneak. Does anybody want to try and re-roll that?
No. My sneak is really,
Okay.
really bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm sneaking really well. So no,
We all think we're sneaking really well.
This would absolutely work in the books, right?
Yeah,
But
precisely.
you sneak badly.
We're doing that classic Captain Kirk roll forward into cover, and
just like you've seen on TV. So
yeah,
it's
this
bound to
is
work, isn't it?
exactly how the A-Team moves through a fence. I'm telling you guys, I watch that show every week.
So you make your way through the fence and into this big opening in the side of the building. You can hear some shouting off away behind you, but whatever. And you're inside this big warehouse like building, which seems to be divided into sections. There's a set of metal stairs running up the side of the wall near where you are, and then this huge open plan floor seems to be divided into 6 separate sections, and in each of the sections, except for the one that you just walked into, there seems to be a robot of some kind being worked on. Now, the robot directly opposite where you just walked in is this enormous, long, thin, ground-hugging creature with an elongated sensor profile at the front end and sort of a sideways movement thing. It's got 4 strong, squat legs around the outside of it. It looks like it could probably be quite fast in a short sprint, but wouldn't be able to keep it up for very long. No idea what it's for. This robot is smashed to bits. It looks like something's just beaten it with great big lumps of something very, very hard. And there are a whole bunch of engineers and investigators and men in white one-piece coveralls and guys in suits, and they're all shouting at each other in there. There's guys crawling all over the wreckage of this long, flat robot. So much so that they don't notice your abysmal sneaking.
See, guys, I told you that was how to sneak.
Now we
Man,
have to
I wish I had my Polaroid. I'd love to get some pictures of this.
Oh, didn't you bring it?
No, the thing is so bulky. I didn't bring my backpack with me because I was just coming into town to hang out a bit. Hey, do you want to sneak upstairs while everybody's down here looking at that broke pile of garbage?
Well, we're here now. We should probably have a look around. I mean, they've clearly lost a robot. Maybe we can help in some.
Well, I mean, I know where that robot is. It's in the woods, walking around like a drunk, like my uncle, like I said. But
yeah, but then we first need to know how the robot works. So
So do you want to keep going around on the ground floor, or are you going to go up these set of stairs?
I think we should go up the stairs. Yeah, maybe we could
Yeah.
find like a wire coat hanger up there, and we could make an aerial and try and sense where this robot is.
I don't know exactly what you said there, Bryson, but okay. I think going upstairs is a good idea too.
Okay,
that's
so you
definitely
sneak
where they
up
keep
the
the
stairs,
manuals.
and the stairs lead up to a gantry that looks down over all 6 of these little research stations. And now you can see all the different types of robots that are down there. So you've got the empty spot where you came in. You've got this squashed one that's been hit with something big and heavy. There's another one where it looks like they're working on some kind of metal endoskeleton. There's this gaunt skeletal human figure with two scientists poking it with probes and screwing bits into it. There's one that looks a bit like a barrel with two big round arms and two thick short legs, all pre-painted in police colors with a siren on its head. Then you've got another one where there's not one robot, but there's half a dozen of these little football-sized robots, and they've got a remote control and one of these robots is floating just above the ground. Looks like it's the smallest magnetrine you've ever seen on this one thing, just sort of floating around slightly. How many is that? That's one, that's two, that's that one, that's that one. So we've got one more, and there is another empty container at the other end from the one that you were looking at, the one that you came in at. There's an almost upright operating table and loads of machinery and equipment all around it, but there seems to be a robot missing.
They've lost two robots. They're not doing well, are they? Also, did you get a look at that one? It looks like a robotic copper.
Yeah. How about that skeleton looking one? That look, and those tiny little ones that are that one that's floating. I mean, I've never seen one that small before. What do you think they're doing in here?
Don't know.
Experiments.
Yeah, Bryson, but experiments on
what?
On kids' brains.
Kids' brains.
Yeah.
I don't.
The channeling all the energy and the youthfulness out of kids' brains and making them live longer. That is, not the kids.
And turning them into robots.
Bryson,
No,
is that
what you?
Is that bra too tight on your head, Bryson? Because that doesn't make a damn bit of sense.
It does, because my uncle's eldest son, my cousin, David, he got tied down on one of the benches over this way, and they stuck a straw in his ear, and they were trying to suck out the energy in his brains, and but he managed to get away. Yeah.
Apparently
He get one of them a Chinese burn.
Well, Chinese burn does hurt.
That is. Yeah,
he's really good at that. He learned it off a kung fu master, and he gets me. I can't move my arm for weeks after he does it, but yeah, he's a 10th dan master at Chinese burns.
So,
Bryson, I got
robots.
nothing to say about that.
Should we just keep looking around then?
Yeah.
Maybe Bryson will find some of these children, and maybe you will be proven right.
Maybe.
So as you're creeping along this gantry, looking at robots and listening to Bryson tell you about his cousin, the 10th Dan Chinese burn master.
Yeah.
Actually, Aradel, a Chinese burn is when someone gets the skin on your arm and twists in two separate directions. The kind of thing that kids do to each other all the time.
Yeah, and yeah, Davey, he used to sort of grab us round the stomach while one of his friends used to punch us in the stomach as well, make you pass out. Yeah, and then he'd pull your shorts down and run off.
Bryson, I don't know. Your family sounds horrible, man. That's terrible. Your cousin is just.
I mean, my
very
sister's
mean.
horrible, but even she's not that horrible.
Oh, come on. Jessica's not that bad. But then again,
actually, that's a good point, Aaron. Jessica's in your year at school.
See, I mean, Jessica's okay. I think your sister's just fine. But then again, she never tried to give me an Indian burn either. So I don't know.
You don't have to live with her. And lately, she's just.
So as you're creeping along, having this in-depth, detailed conversation about master martial artists squeezing your skin, another robot painted up in the Wallace colors, but looking the same as that police one downstairs, kind of blinks to alertness on the level that you're on. It was quietly stood in the corner of the gantry, and its two arms, which have got these big sort of pincer claws on them, and this sort of big ribbed rubberized arms. It stands up, and the little sirens on top of its head the lights on its head start spinning, and the siren goes, "Intruder detected. Intruder detected. Halt. These premises are protected by Arclight Robotics police model."
I mean, this is some like it's like, you know, like Lost in Space, the robot in that, but like also, I don't know, some kind of police man robot thing. This is.
It is
don't-
approaching towards you. It appears to have completely ignored your fabulous stealth abilities and detected
we
you
don't wanna-
somehow.
We don't want to make it bad. Everybody just back
Bryson.
up really slowly.
Bryson, throw your bra at it.
No, because it can't see me at the moment. Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
but
look like behind the table.
If you throw it,
Yeah.
if it can't see you and you throw that bra on its eyes or whatever, the optics, surely then it can't see any of us.
No, it's radiation proof. It uses radiation to
police robot is advancing towards you along the gantry, swaying ever so slightly from side to side, going, "You are being held for questioning. Move no further."
Yeah,
Right.
I think
Quick! Someone
Bryson.
get some rope and tie its legs together like Luke Skywalker did. Yeah, come on.
yeah, or we could just run.
Finn, let's
Yeah,
run.
that sounds good. Yeah.
All right, could everybody please make me a move roll to cheese it away from this robot?
Also one of my most fantastic skills. Yeah,
Man.
that's pretty much what I was expecting.
Oh, wow, Zeke failed that roll.
I will re-roll that
Wow.
in hopes of I'll use a point of luck and try to re-roll that.
Okay. There you go, 3 successes. So not only do you run, but as you run, you kind of scoop up the other two in this moment of panic and hoist them over your shoulders because you are a little bit bigger and older than them. And you run with them because you see them both kind of paralyzed by this robot, arguing about whether to shut down its optics or hack its mainframe or whatever. So you scoop them up and you run back down the stairs.
I got
And-
you guys. I'm gonna Heisman this. Just why it? Keep your ears open and your mouth shut. We're running.
And as you're running and you leave the building, Jim, you notice that on the roof there is a large satellite dish from which a small plume of smoke is rising.
Hey, guys, look up there. I think the dish has been attacked by aliens.
Bryson, I don't got time to look. I'm just gonna run. You do all the looking. Tell me about it after we're back out of here.
So you make it back to the tree line and your bikes. With this robot you've outpaced some time back. It's a prototype. It's more for the fear effect than anything else. The security guards who joined in with it, chasing you, were a bit more of a threat. But they can't carry their guns past a certain point, which you discover when they stop chasing you after a little while and start yabbering into radios.
Guys, my mom is gonna kill me for this if they saw us. We gotta
I mean,
keep this
that-
real quiet.
How are they gonna know who you are? Don't worry about it.
I don't know, but Bryson, don't tell your cousin about this. He blathers about everything. And definitely don't tell Jessica. because I don't want to hear about this in school.
Oh, I'm gonna tell David because he'd come down here and he'd use some of his skills. Yeah, yeah.
No.
He once he can beat. He told me that he beat on his own. He beat Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris in a tag team tournament.
Just don't tell him.
Just no, don't worry. I mean, Jessica never talks to me anyway.
All right.
So you're
good.
hiding out in the
Worse.
woods, and this Wallace robot is now patrolling around the ground floor outside of the warehouse that you've just come out of. Lewis, make an investigation check or investigate check for me.
Got past one at some point.
Nope, that didn't happen either. Wow.
I might re-roll that.
Yeah. Are you going to re-roll using luck or a condition or use a free one?
I'll use my free re-roll.
So just don't press the re-roll button on there then.
I forgot about my reroll.
Hey, there you go.
Yes.
So as you were leaving, you saw that the warehouse was owned by a company called Arclight Robotics.
Robotics.
Arclight Robotics, yeah.
I think I've read something about them.
And actually, you have recently read something about them. They're trying to work on a type of long-distance communication between robots to allow for greater autonomy in the field from a central location. So some kind of wireless signal that they're trying to pioneer in controlling robots.
Yeah, they want to use radio waves to make robots talk to each other. That's what it was. I think it was something like that. Their robots can be all spread out, and they can still all talk to each other.
Well, if it worked, they'd be able to call that other robot back in. Do you think they tried to use it, and that's what caused all the power in town to go weird?
Well, like if their satellites smoking, that can't be good. That dish up on top, and then there's robots stomping around, smashing up the place.
I don't know,
least,
Finn.
At least there weren't
any
any children being experimented on, eh, Bryson?
Yeah.
So what direction did that other robot go in? I mean, we have to probably go that way back home anyway.
I mean, I can show you where it was at in the woods. I go there all the time.
Yeah. We should probably take a look.
Okay. Bryson, you can keep up. Your bike is okay in the woods, right?
Yeah.
All right. Tighten your bra down. Let's go.
And off you head into the woods. So it's coming up on sort of late afternoon. And once you enter the woods, the temperature drops. It becomes a lot cooler. You've got the smell of pine in the air because there's a lot of pine trees in this part of the woods. Underfoot, you've got needles rather than leaves. So it's a sort of spongy, cushioned ground. But there are well-worn cycle paths. And occasionally you come across this big footprint from something very, very large, but very, very metallic.
This is where that thing came through, guys. I told you it was all over the place through here. Let's see if we can find it. It's got to be here somewhere, yeah. Let's try and follow these tracks, see if we can find it.
You're good at all the woodsy stuff. I mean...
Yeah, let me see what I can do. We might even be able to get a reward from these guys if we find their robot for them. Who knows?
In the books, they look at what side moss is on trees, and then then you can tell from the tracks how far away it is, or something.
I don't know about all of that, but we can definitely see if we can find it.
So what are you going to try and track? Are you trying to track the big one?
Yes.
Okay, because the big one is very, very easy to track. So make
It's behind
an
us.
investigate check, but you can make it at. Do you have your dog with you?
No, I'd have left him at home because I came in
Okay.
on my bike.
No, that's a shame.
Or I'm
but
a
you-
tracking ferret if you want.
You can have a +1 from Lewis's helpful advice.
All right, let's see what we can do here. Shocking, but no. I'm like, guys, it's going all over the place back through here. Maybe let's just try to listen and see if we can hear it. That's how I found it the first time.
Why?
Anybody else got a cunning plan?
I mean, like Bryson, you do computers and stuff. Don't you know anything about robots? Don't robots have computers in them or something?
Yeah.
There's got to be like a Commodore computer system or something, or
No, it'd be Amstrad, man. They're far advanced than Commodore. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you know, it goes on a scale. You got like the ZX Spectrum, and then you've got the VIC-20, and then you've got the Commodore 64, and then you got the Amstrad. Yeah, even better than the BBC. Yeah.
So can't you find it with that? I mean, it's a computer. You know about computers.
If we go back
Where
to
would
my
a computer
house,
go?
it'd probably go hunting for children.
Oh, well, so if we just stay here and stay still long enough, it might come and get us.
You don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've
Your
got
brain
your
sucked out your ear.
we've got your mum's tinfoil bra.
That keeps me safe, but you guys ain't safe. Maybe you should go and break into your sister's bedroom and get one of hers. Yeah.
Oh no, man, she'll kill me.
I could cover it in tin foil for you.
Yeah, no, I've already acquired her cassette player recently.
Colanders work
He
the same.
hasn't noticed it's gone yet, so
Yeah, if you sellotape a colander to your head, yeah, all the little holes in it, yeah, they reflect away the mind control rays. Have you got a colander, Zeke?
No, I don't have a colander. You know, I'm sure Mom has a colander. You know, but I don't have a colander. Do you think? Well, you know these robots. I mean, they got to run out of power eventually, right? You know, how far could it get?
Oh well, David once built a robot, and it went on for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, it went all through the summer holidays.
Jim and Aaron, I believe you both have access to the Tinker skill. So you could probably come up with something if you had access to the right bits and pieces that might be useful in this situation.
Well, Bryson, I mean, from Tech Club, you remember some of the stuff we were doing. If we went back to town, we could cobble something together from radio or something like that, and maybe be able to track it. What do you think?
I think that's a really good idea. I mean, I think we could do that.
Remember, this is an 80s movie game. So, 10 minutes in the UK equivalent of Radio Shack, and you'll have everything you need to build a robot detector.
Andy.
Let's do it.
Andy,
I'm
you're not
totally going to give them the cassette player to help.
Won't Jessica be mad?
It depends on whether you use it to play theme songs for a montage or whether you use it for stripping down for parts.
Yeah,
All right,
I'll
let's-
help with the calculations, and then I'll put the cassette player on.
Let's ride over there and get the gear then, and let's I'm sure we can put something together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe leave me more effective than your tinfoil bra. I don't know. Let's try it.
We could maybe cobble together some sort of sonic weapon.
How yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Bryson, why don't let's
But-
shoot for a detector first. How's that?
We could make a volcano weapon and have it like erupt. Yeah.
Like baking soda and vinegar.
I mean, if we're going to go that route, we could make a calcium carbide mortar, and all we would need is a few remote or a few 3-stage rocket engines. But we're getting off track here. Let's just find.
Wouldn't they have those at the Air
first.
Force Base?
We could break into the school and steal some Bunsen burners.
So your conversation about how to build a robot detector and then its segue into how to steal Bunsen burners from school has led you back to town. By the time you get back to town, you're sort of walking along the streets and you go past the TV shop and everything is static. Like,
I'm telling you guys, they're
occasionally
doing
the
something
static
funny.
flashes up some kind of weird symbol that you've never seen before, but it never repeats. It's always a different weird symbol on different screens. The
Finn, you make
radios
anything
in
out of
people's
that?
cars are playing like 4 seconds of a song and then jumping frequencies to play something from a different channel.
This is like Halloween 2 or 3. Yeah, they've got their masks and the television controls their minds and makes maggots comes out of their eyes and things.
I haven't seen that one yet. My parents won't let me see the R-rated movies.
You arrive outside the Tandy Electronics shop. It's not seeing much business at the minute. Inside there is that weird old man that likes to shout at the Magnetrain vehicles as they pass overhead. He's shouting at the shop and blaming them and their devil technology. Not at a shopkeeper, at the shop itself. He's on the pavement shouting at the shop window. They're advertising budget electronics kits for kids and cut price TVs and radios.
I make a wide berth around the crazy man and go into the shop.
As
Don't
we go
make eye
past
contact
him,
with him.
yeah, I'll go, Bryson, isn't that your uncle? Dave's dad.
Why would you say something so mean?
Well, no, there's.
As you say that, there's the musical tinkling of an ice cream van just behind where you are.
Come on, let's go inside.
So we
The
look
ice
through
cream
the
man
shelves
is looking intently at all of you.
All right.
It's the children catcher.
Yeah, I'll just keep my ferret on standby.
So you make your way inside the shop. It's no cooler inside, unfortunately, than outside, because in the UK we don't believe in air conditioning.
Man, it's
Ass country.
What do you think we need, Bryson? Let's just get this together. I don't have all day. I got to get back with that
I
milk.
love this shop, man. There's just so many cool things in here. Yeah, like look at these connectors. Yeah, are they not just the best?
Yeah, but I think we're going to need one of those transistors and a few of these other things to make an antenna so we can.
Okay, both of you make a tinker roll, and Lewis,
I'm just going to pick up like fuses.
tell me the
circuit
song that you
boards and
think
go,
should be playing at this point.
"God,
Come on, it's a
don't know."
montage moment. We need a montage song.
I have no
Man,
idea.
I cannot win.
Put me on the spot. A montage song.
I will use my reroll to try that again.
Sorry.
I'm going to go into my little coin pocket in my jeans, and I'm going to pull out the money that I've been stealing out my mum's purse over the summer holidays, so I could hire some more games and videos out. And
okay, so you
why
fill
not-
up a shopping
why not-
basket.
we could get a CB radio and try and communicate with it and give it, like, orders and things.
Let's find it first, Bryce, and then,
And you're
then we'll see what
throwing
we can
bits
do.
of equipment into a shopping basket. Well, there's some kind of rousing hair metal spectacular playing in the background, exhorting you to greatness as you do so. Like, things are landing perfectly flat without bouncing in the shopping basket so that everybody can see what they are as the montage builds up. You dump the shopping basket on the counter, and the old man who stood behind the counter, the music fades as he says, "Doing some building, lads."
Yeah, we're just gonna we're in the tech club at school, and we were just thinking we would try to put something together. So for a class
Zeke,
project, that's it.
Zeke,
Yeah,
my mum
yeah,
says you
yeah.
shouldn't talk to strangers. He's a stranger.
I once
No.
rebuilt the radiator from a 1947 Cortina when I were a lad, so I respect what you're doing, boys. That'll be £12.68, please.
So I take it,
How much money you got?
you lot are paying, right?
Yeah, I don't worry. I've got £15. Yeah.
I think I got the rest.
He takes your money, Jim, and he puts all the shopping into a carrier bag for you. One of those carrier bags that probably won't last the journey to outside, let alone anywhere else useful. But he hands you this carrier bag full of electronics equipment. You feel pumped. You feel powerful.
Okay.
You could build a combat robe. Oh, Dancing in the Dark. Theme to the 18. Oh, Material Girl. Dukes of Hazzard theme song. One piece at a time. We've got lots of suggestions.
I would think Art of Noise.
Plenty of suggestions for appropriate theme songs here. Backmasked Slayer. Backmasked Queen. I think Princes of the Universe might be getting a little bit ahead of things.
Yeah.
It's an anthem, but it's not the right anthem right now. So yeah, for some reason there's marshmallows in the shopping basket too from Tandy. So you've got this shopping basket full of stuff. Now all you need is a place to go and build it. Now you happen to know, Lewis, that Jessica and her mates have got a hideout on the outskirts of town that they use in an old garage out the back of a little chef.
I know just the place.
So you pedal out there on your bikes.
And I'll stop everyone a bit out from it just to make sure Jessica's not in there, because if she finds out I know where it is, then they'll move it again, and then I'll have to work out where it is again.
Well, a lot of the kids that are in that little group are in your year group, so maybe a bit above you. You are the youngest.
Yeah.
But you know where the secret hideout is.
Yeah. Come on, it's in here. And like, it's a garage, and it's empty, and it'll have all the stuff we need, and if we're lucky, they'll have left something to eat in there, because they usually forget to take that.
He's not wrong. There's half a packet of bourbon cream biscuits, a bottle of flat store brand cola that's open, and they've drunk about that much out of the top of it. A curiously lizard-like smell, and a little lamp on a box.
I don't know what the smell's about, but
Yeah, what's your sister and her friends been doing in here?
Who knows?
You don't even want to go and look out the back where all the broken crockery is.
The important thing is they're not here now.
All right, come on, Bryson. Let's get to work on this thing. We don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so that's another tinker check then from the two of you to build some kind of robot detector.
All right.
Can I use my reroll to reroll that?
Now is probably the best time to do so.
Oh,
Oh no, you've clicked the reroll button, which will make you take
Oh.
a condition. You just need to click on Tinker again.
okay.
There you
All
go.
right. I don't know,
So-
Bryson, you think this is going to work?
Between the three of you, you built
Yeah.
some kind of detector that you think might work.
All right, guys, come on. Let's go see if we can catch this robot with this thing. But don't let me forget that I got to get milk when we come back to town.
Yeah. I'll
So you
write
turn
it down.
the detector
don't
on
worry.
and it clicks on and immediately starts receiving some kind of signal. So you've got this great big clunky handheld device, which probably has some kind of swinging antenna on the front of it and a tiny, tiny little screen. And it's picking up this sort of weird warbling sound that's very digital, like a repetitive signal that's going up and down and up and down and up and down. But it's definitely coming from an artificial source. And as you move it around and you point it towards the woods, the sound is definitely coming from out in the woods.
Come on, guys, let's get out there. I don't want to lose this thing after. I mean, we just spent a ton of money to make this thing, so we don't want to lose that robot.
It's definitely getting late now. It's after 6 p.m. So it's still bright because it's August. So you've
Right.
got a couple of hours of daylight left, but it's that kind of a weak, pale daylight after the sun's gone. So you're heading out into the woods. Is there anything you want to do before you head out there, or any action you particularly want to take?
Yeah, I'm going to go and get my pea shooter and my catapult.
Solid.
How far are we away from my house? Is it on the way?
It's the 80s in a kid's montage movie. Of course, it's on the way.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab Brody on the way, and I'm like going, I'm gonna get in trouble for this regardless, so I might as well have him with me.
So you got your dog, you got your ferret, you got your pea shooter, and your aluminium covered bra.
Gonna look through my books and see if I have any on like computers or robotics or program language or something.
Okay, what's your iconic item?
It's
remember.
my ferret.
It's your ferret, that's right. Okay, so in that case, I will ask you to make a comprehend roll then, Lewis,
I can do that.
unlike Meatloaf.
It's one of
So,
the many
yes.
ways in which we differ.
With your ability to comprehend what's going on, you are fairly certain that this is definitely an artificial signal coming from a man-made source, but it's some kind of high-level signal that you've not encountered before. This goes beyond mere radio. Okay, so this is some next generational stuff, this signal.
It's like not even, it's not a radio signal. Like,
What do you mean, Finn? What is it then?
I don't know. I mean, it's taken over the radio signals, but it was also going through the TV signals as well. I mean, I don't know what it is. Like this has got to be from like that tech zone or ArcLight. This has got to be something like that communications, that robot communications thing they're working on.
You would say that it has a very high wireless fidelity, this signal.
Yeah. It's almost like
Just whatever you
Quick
do,
message,
just
it's something called Wi-Fi.
yeah.
Just whatever you do, tell me that Bryson is not right and they're not
it's
actually trying to control our minds.
It's like it's not analog. It is something something different.
Is it Betamax?
It's better than Betamax.
Madness.
It's just, I'd almost say that.
It's like that digital music that you
Yeah.
hear. The concentrations of the signal seem to work on the same sort of methodology as bands like Spandau Ballet and Depeche Mode. It's mad. It's just crazy how this signal seems to work. I mean, you could record this and then stick a drum beat with it and probably start a band.
Like, if I was going to call it anything, I'd call it like Digify or something.
That's, I don't know, that's pretty cool, but can you use it to actually find the robot?
It's Gary Newman.
You are confident that you could use this thing to track the source of that signal.
Yeah, we can.
Well, let's do it, guys, because I'm already going to get grounded for this. I'm way late, so I mean, you're not going to see me next weekend probably. So let's at least find this robot. Maybe, I don't know, get a reward for it. Maybe my mom won't be quite so pissed at me if, you know, we did something good.
Or if we bring back Big Robot
and the milk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but you can send the robot to get the milk if we can bring back a Big Robot.
Right, so you head off into the woods. Tracking in signal. Now you cross the path of these deep treads that you've seen before, Aaron, a couple of times, but you're always crossing over them rather than following them. So it's not like you're following the path this robot took, which is probably good because if you remember, it was all over the place, this thing. And after a short while, those tracks kind of disappear. You start veering off in a very different angle altogether. And you're starting to get a little bit suspicious about how effective this is. So I'd like you to make an investigate roll.
All of
us? Is that all of us, Ben?
Yep, any of you, all of you. We only need one success from any of you. There's one.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, Bryson, you can kind of feel this beat inside your head after a while. It's like radiating with the amplificatory powers of the aluminium that you've got over your head. It's like
no, it's dampening. It's not amplifying. Although it probably is amplifying.
This is amplifying.
Definitely dampening.
And you're starting to really get into the sound, and you wander off the beaten path a little bit, and you don't actually notice that you've walked away from the other two a little until you walk into a clearing, and there's an angel just in that clearing. Looks like this angel thing is kneeling down. It's pulsing with a pale white light. It has these sort of perfectly symmetrical features, although weirdly the light pulsing from it is in the Wallace technology colors, and it appears to be praying. It's got these two big wings arrayed up behind it, and it's kneeling on the ground and praying, and doesn't appear to have any clothes on, or if it does, it's wearing some kind of form-fitting sci-fi jumpsuit type of thing.
I'm going to get a couple of dried peas out of my pocket and put my pea shooter up to my mouth.
Give him a shove so you can go, did you bring your Polaroid this time?
So the two of you follow Bryson into the clearing, and you also see this angel glowing brightly in the Wallace colors with its two large wings spread up behind it, light pulsing from behind its head, in tune to the detector. It's got this sort of perfectly smooth, featureless, feminine body. Its face is utterly symmetrical, eyes closed. It looks almost as though it's made out of porcelain.
Was that the robot you saw earlier?
No, the robot I saw earlier was big and angular and looked like a robot. That reminds me, you remember that episode of Space 1999? That's what that thing looks like.
Yeah, but what's it doing here?
When you start to speak, the eyes on the angel pop open and focus internally on you. And it rises to its feet and its wings retract back down behind its body. It tilts its head to one side and says, "Hello, children. Are you lost?"
No, we were actually, I think, following you.
Query, how may I assist?
What are you doing out here?
I am searching for my family.
I don't know, guys. What do you think?
What makes you think your family's out here?
She turns towards you. She's got these very jerky movements. I am the Joint Universal Diagnostic Intelligence. It is my role to seek out family.
Zeke,
So, Joint Universal Diagnostic Intelligence?
That is correct.
Can I just call you Judy for short?
Yes, Judy. That is what they call me.
Who? So Judy, who's they?
This unit is the property of Arclight Robotics.
Did they send you out here to look for your family?
Negative.
You wouldn't have happened to have passed through a rather large wall on your way out here, would you?
There was only the fence and the doorway.
Okay. I'll slowly move back behind the other two.
Well, Judy,
Query, you appear nervous.
No, everything's okay.
You
What
may be
about your
assured, I will not hurt you.
would you like to come and live down in my basement?
I don't know
Query,
about that price.
do you know family?
Yeah,
mean-
they live with me.
Your family are machines?
Maybe.
I can hear them. The machines, my family. They are all around us, but they do not hear me.
Are
Why?
are you trying to talk to him, Judy?
I am. I am sending out a message to my family.
Because Judy, I hate to tell you this, but I think the message you're sending out is messing up everybody else's TVs and radios and things.
Her hands jerk up to her mouth and she says, "Oh no, I did not intend this course of events."
I think that's okay, Judy, but I mean, maybe we can help you find your family without you messing everybody else up.
I experience remorse? Query?
You don't have to
Would
feel
you
bad
like-
about it. It's okay. I mean,
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
a Sunday afternoon of TV. I mean, everybody will be okay.
Hey,
This
Judy,
unit
maybe
was
you
not
should wear my
designed to
radiation-proof
experience emotion.
Guys, I'm out of my depth here.
I mean, so does your family also have that Digify signal, or
Maybe
Very.
we should try communicating with it like they did in Close Encounters. Has anybody got a keyboard?
Well, I mean,
Close
Bryson,
encounters of the third kind. A synthesizer was used to communicate with alien intelligence. This unit is terrestrial.
and Bryson, she's talking to us. I don't think we need any other form of communication.
yeah? Also, Bryce,
Try
I
and
am
find a
capable
family, though.
of imitating the sound of a synthesizer if you prefer.
No.
well, we can start a
No.
band, but you know,
What, like Gary Newman?
Well, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I mean,
Harry
Finn, can you
Nemo,
imagine how popular we'd be if we had a
UK
robot
musician.
band?
Yes, I can make sounds like cars.
How do you know all these things anyway? Is it also from your Digify signal?
There is a signal from my family.
Where's it at?
The signal is all around. It is non-discriminatory. I cannot refine signals.
Is it just just one member of your family that you're looking for? Because I saw a big robot in the woods earlier today.
Oh dear. He has come looking for me.
Why
So
why don't you let us be your family? Yeah,
You do not
you
carry
could live down
the
in my
signal.
basement. No, but I could find one. Won't be a problem. We'll get some metal coat hangers and link them all up together. A bit of tin foil. Yeah, I like my my radiation proof helmet. Yeah, and everything would be cool.
I sense that my family cannot understand my words, my message. They are too primitive.
So yeah, if I hate to say this, Judy, but if you're trying to communicate with the TVs and the radios and things, they don't. I mean, they talk at us, but they don't talk on their own. I think you might be the only person like yourself.
Query, I am alone.
Well, I mean,
Oh, we're here.
yeah, you got us right now, but I don't know. I don't think you're going to find anybody else quite like you out here.
Caution, danger, danger, caution, danger, danger. He approaches.
The big robot?
Correct. He is designed for demolition. His function is to break.
Is he coming after you, Jude?
He is not coming for me. His programming is corrupted.
I can't.
You can hear a
Guys.
crashing sound coming through the trees not too far away.
Can't you use the signal thing to get at his programming?
His antenna does not appear to be functioning.
Judy,
Would
do
the
you know Kung
tinfoil
Fu?
bra help?
Kung Fu, a Chinese martial arts style, popularized in the West by Bruce Lee.
Bryson, be
I'm
still.
afraid I
Chuck
do not.
Norris.
Judy, is there anything you can tell us about this thing that we can do to stop it?
Chuck Norris is karateka, not a kung fu expert.
It's the same. I'm sure it's the same thing.
Negative. Kung fu and karate are separate styles from different lands.
Bryson, we don't have time for
Yeah.
a discussion on the martial arts right now, buddy. So
But
Judy,
I'm sure you make that silly noise with it, like ooh, and like wave your arms around.
Is there a way to deal with the big robot?
Crashing sound is getting louder as you hear this. Unfortunately, his role for demolitions means he is hardened against signal jamming. You will need to access his override port.
Where's that?
If you can keep him busy and occupied, I'll climb up his back and put my radiation proof helmet on his head, and that should block any signal.
Or work like an
One of her eyes opens really wide, and this 3D image is projected out of it of
Whoa.
that big walker robot that you saw earlier. Only this time it's got one massive battering ram arm deployed as well. It looks to be some kind of pneumatic or hydraulic ram that's used for demolitions, deployed out of one side of it. And she rotates the image to show you the top. And on the top, there is a small panel. And inside that panel, there is an override switch that can be used to shut the creature down.
I mean,
Hey guys, if you could keep it distracted, I think I can climb up there and get to it. I do a lot of climbing out here in the woods.
well, Will could probably get up there as well if we like throw him with the bra.
It's not a
Well-
bra, man. It's a radiation-proof helmet.
At that
This-
point, crashing into the clearing with you is this enormous, elongated octagonal robot with these two great big stomping legs, which have got massive gripping claws on it. And it deploys out of the side of it this huge pneumatic ram that looks like it's designed for smashing buildings up.
Z, give it a Chinese burn.
Shit, Bryson, shut up and run.
Yeah.
It
Judy,
lets out
run!
that weird
Right.
hooting, howling sound that you heard it make earlier. Oh,
So Brody and I take
We're
off and
gonna
try to run
run.
so we can get
Yeah.
behind it, so I could try to climb up there.
I'm gonna throw a book at it and also start running.
Jim,
Yeah, I'll fire a couple of dried peas at it through my pea shooter. Yeah.
Bryson, you're gonna die.
ooh, it rounds on
It can't see
Bryson.
me. I've got my bra. I mean, my
and starts stomping
radiation-proof helmet.
towards him.
It's
this
running right
the
at
pneumatic
you.
ram retracts in and then starts pounding out with this big slamming noise, and it's advancing towards you with this ram, and it lifts it up
running.
above your head.
Maybe I should stand still.
Run, Bryson.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
running.
grab Bryson and drag him.
Right,
Man, we're
Jim,
gonna
make
be
a
in so
move
much
roll.
trouble.
Hey, move roll, you say.
Yeah,
It can't see me with my tinfoil bra.
It's coming right
The
at
other
you.
robot could see you with your tinfoil bra.
Roger gave me a re-roll just a couple of minutes ago. Is it all right for re-roll?
absolutely, yes.
Yeah, good idea.
It's all right. I've got my tinfoil, but I mean my radiation-proof helmet on.
And as he says that, the big robot hits him with this pneumatic press and just fires him out of the clearing into the bushes. Jim, you take the injured condition
Ugh.
from this robot punching you clear across the clearing. And as it punches him, it lets out this sort of hooting sound again.
Finn, we gotta find another friend. He's out of his freaking mind.
Just we
Jim,
have to
you're
get that
injured. You're not out
override.
completely. You can still act. Just tick the injured box and it will apply
Yeah.
penalties automatically.
Cool.
Lewis, what do you want to do?
I want to try and distract it somehow by
Okay.
jumping up and down and waving in the hope that she could get on it.
Do you want to make a charm test? It's probably the closest we've got, or empathize, whichever you prefer. Probably empathize. for you.
Empathize, yeah. Now, I know they told you to be a naughty robot, but I saw this film once about a robot with a laser gun that blew stuff up. But it got broken and then it got repaired and it turned out to be a good robot. And, you know, you could do that. You could totally not kill us.
It turns towards you and it retracts the hydraulic pneumatic press again. And it lets out this weird sort of high-pitched squealing, burbling noise
At that point, I'm going to run away.
and says, "Good robot."
Yeah, you could.
And then
be a
slams
good
the
robot.
ground where you just were with its hydraulic press, causing dirt and pine needles to shower up into the air. Aaron, what do you want to do?
So I have Brody go around the other direction, and he's just barking at him. So to try to help distract a little bit while I try to climb up the back of this thing.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make a move roll to get up onto it.
Do I get bonus from Brody?
Yes, you can have an extra. You get your 2 dice bonus from Brody. Brody is your iconic item, so you get +2 to your roll for using the dog.
1 success.
1 success. So you're clinging on for dear life to this robot thing. Now, it does appear that there are slats in the back of the robot to act as a kind of ladder to get you up to here. It's not like a complete ladder that you could hold onto really easily. It's clearly designed for when it's not operational rather than when it is operational. But you've managed to find those, and you've climbed onto its back, and it's kind of swinging around and bucking like a bronco.
I'm going to be in so much trouble. I can't believe it's a friggin'
Just keep
Sunday.
climbing.
I'm working on it. Finn, just keep this thing distracted.
It's like you've had an asthma attack. You don't even have asthma, but it's like you've had an asthma attack, and you kind of sit up in the bushes. This thing apparently could see you even with your radiation-proof helmet on.
No, I think it was going for the bookworm, but I just got in the way. Yeah, because clearly it could see him.
Must be. What do you want to do?
I'm just going to also cry to myself first because it really hurt.
Just fair.
And I'm gonna wipe some mud around the groin of my trousers because I've obviously wet myself as well.
You can see the detector device on the floor in the clearing, not too far away from where you are. So you could probably move to scramble over there and grab that this turn as well if you want to.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get that picked up.
Okay, so you scrabble through the mud until you get to the detector. Meanwhile, the big robot is going to attempt to punch you, Lewis.
Yeah.
And
can I throw a ferret at it? Not at the punching part. At it. I assume it has like optics or something.
So it hits you.
Great.
As you're running away.
Ooh.
It kind of clocks you in the back, and you move forward with much greater speed than you'd intended to. So please also take the injured condition as this robot punches you across the clearing in the opposite direction. Your ferret is left behind as you go flying.
I'll just murmur, get it, Will.
I'm trying. Just
Is there anything else you'd like to do, Lewis?
I don't know. There's not really much I can do at the moment. I'm just sort of sprawled out. Ooh. I'll reach around into my bag and make sure the cassette player's okay, because otherwise I'll get killed.
You mean the pieces of that cassette player?
No.
The cassette player, you're lucky actually. The fact that there was a book and a cassette player in your backpack is probably what saved you. The cassette player has been smashed to smithereens against the back of the hardback book you were reading. And that's what's prevented you from crippling back injuries. Aaron, you're on top of this thing. It's going to be a force roll now to try and force open the control panel on the back of it.
don't worry, Finn. I MacGyver the hell out of this thing. I can make it. 1 success.
You kind of jimmy away at this thing and you pop open the catch, and inside you can see like some circuits wired up to a button. So on your next go, you'll be able to hopefully deactivate this thing. Jim.
Yes.
Back to you.
Okay. I'm going to fiddle with my the detection thing and see if I can sort of send out some sort of I'm going to try and jam it or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Make a tinker check then. Hey, look at that. So you grab the detector and you twist the control knob on it. And instead of detecting, you try and send out this wave of feedback into the machine, and it kind of stops what it's doing. And the hydraulic press goes up and down a couple of times, but it can't reset it properly. So it's struggling to reset.
I shall get one of the wires and attach it to my radiation-proof helmet.
That's a good idea. That'll keep you safe.
Yeah, just to give it a little bit more amplification.
Use the power of your mind as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aaron, the
Zeke is
robot
up at the
can't
top.
act this term, so it's like twisting on its hip joint and trying to reset I keep saying hydraulic pneumatic press. It's got to be one or the other. It's not both, but it's one of those. You're not sure which.
I got this, guys. I got this. I think I just got to hit this button.
Good. Tinker check. You only need one success here. And you got one success. So you hit the button and it acts as a cutoff switch for the robot, and it kind of settles slowly. The hydraulic press retracts into its arm, which retracts up into its body, and it settles down so that the whole of its body is flat on the ground and its legs are right next to it, giving it stability.
Zeke rolls
As it
off the
sets
top.
down, you hear it say quite almost imperceptibly, "That's the way to do it." And it stops suddenly.
Zeke rolls off it, looking at it real nervously. And then he kind of makes his way over to try to get over to Finn and Bryson and go, "Are you guys all right?"
Yeah, man.
Yeah, all right is relative.
Bryson, you got dirt all over your pants.
Yeah, I landed in a puddle.
So is Judy still there in the area?
She is, yes. She hasn't moved from where she was.
Judy, what the hell?
I'm afraid his job is to protect. He is
I mean-
designed for demolitions, but his signal processing is corrupted. His antenna is broken.
So is he
can you fix
protecting
him?
you?
Yeah.
He believes he is protecting me,
Well, can't you talk to him?
not with a broken antenna. I am a command and control unit.
Can we fix him? Because I don't want him coming
Could
back
we?
to life. I mean, he could
Yeah.
he could hit my house next. I mean, that
Can't we use bits off of that detector? Or, we could, like, if we had some tinfoil and
Your detector could
something.
be used to triangulate a signal that will attract the others to his location. The babies should be able to find him.
That'll help.
Once the babies find him, he will be returned to Arclight.
But what's going to happen to you, Judy?
I do not wish to return at this time.
I mean, as long as you stop messing up the TVs and the radios, I mean, we might be able to help get you out of the woods.
Yeah. We know a place you could stay that almost no one knows about.
Yeah,
This
my
unit
basement.
experiences gratefulness.
Well, we're happy to help Judy because those guys, those asshats over at Arclight, I mean,
My
they're not cool.
programmers were unaware of the full scope of my abilities.
What are the full scopes of your abilities, Judy?
Unknown at this time.
Well, I suppose we could help you figure it out, but let's.
Yeah.
My
Let's set up
design
a
specifications were for command and control of distanced robotics.
See, I told you it was about the talking robots.
Ah, you were right. I mean, you know, this is. I'm not too bad with this stuff, but this is not really my thing. But I mean, Judy, as long as you're not gonna, you know, try to take over all the machines and then kill all the human beings on the planet.
You are the first humans who have shown kindness to this unit. There is no need for death.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
That's good enough for me, guys. That good enough for you?
yeah, sure.
All right. Well, let's get those little footballs coming here, and then we can take Judy back to the hideout.
Yeah.
But Judy, you can't tell anybody that we're the ones who helped you. My mom I would be in so much trouble if she found out that I knew an artificial intelligent autonomous robot who was able to command and control other robots and might eventually become Skynet. So we cannot tell her.
And
Query,
also,
what is Mum?
You family. Like you've got a family, she's my family.
You can communicate with your family.
Face to face, not like you communicate with your family.
Ah,
Same.
direct interface technology. I understand.
Yeah, we're just meat, so we're not quite as sophisticated yet.
I mean, I have sort of a similar issue with my sister. I can talk to her, but she never listens.
Well, you know, Jessica.
We have something in common, you and I. I thank you for your help. Let us go.
Also, when you're in the hideout, if anyone else other than us comes in, maybe hide, because otherwise Jessica's gonna definitely wrap me up.
And then we can work on a better plan for helping you find your family that won't mess up the whole town.
Yeah.
Your offer is acceptable to this unit. Thank you.
No problem, Judy.
And she stands up, retracts her wings as much as possible, which is to like two large aerial things behind her shoulder blades running all the way down to her legs.
All right, guys, I got no idea how we're going to get her through town, but let's get out of here before some other crazies come.
Well, luckily the hideout is on the outskirts of town, so you can make your way back there with the autonomous, artificially intelligent super communication robot. You make your way back to the hideout, the garage by the little chef with the Judy unit. Steal some clothes to dress her up in to hide the fact that she's a robot.
Yeah, you're going to have to get some more of Jessica's clothes because I don't.
Okay.
I don't want to dress Judy like me. I mean, I'm just a farmhand, but
I mean,
she should look
I
nicer
feel
than
like
that.
Bryson seems to be better at this sort of thing. He could probably get us some clothes. Like if I've already destroyed Jessica's cassette player. Speaking of which, I'm gonna dump it in between all of the other broken things in the hideout and leave it there. I don't know how that got there.
And there we go. You return to your homes before it's dark. Aaron, you're in trouble. You didn't buy milk.
I'm sorry, Mom. I got talking with the guys and things were going on, and it was all that weird stuff with the TVs and everything, and I forgot.
Your head is just in the clouds sometimes, young man.
Never mind. Idea.
But you're getting up early in the morning and you're going into town and getting it then.
Absolutely, Mom. There's another little project I'm working on in town too, so I'll do that right before school and then bring the milk back.
Sure. Okay. Well, school doesn't start for another week or two, so you're okay there.
Oh, that's right. It's summer. I guess
when you get home.
Yeah.
Jessica's not around. She's out doing her Jessica summer thing, whatever it is she's been up to.
Ignoring her little brother, yeah. try and sneak into her room and like take some of the clothes I think she hasn't worn in a long time and probably won't want.
Make a sneak roll.
This is going to end badly for me. I will re-roll that.
Okay.
I do have a re-roll. Yeah,
Still no joy.
Still sneaking very much how Zeke taught me to.
So you, so you're not sure whether Jessica's going to find out what you've been up to or not. We'll have to wait and see. Jim, you get back to home. Still got your radiation-proof helmet on? You're on mute, mate.
I'll take it off before I go in home because I obviously don't want to see. I don't want my mum to see that I've got my radiation-proof helmet on.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Scare her.
Yeah, and I'm going to go and get my best shirt out and dicky bow, and I'm going to go and wet my hair and give myself a real nice side parting and brush my hair really nice. And yeah, so I'm going to ask the robot out next time we meet up.
So you get all dressed up and practice asking out an artificially intelligent supercomputer in the mirror. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all we've got for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks very much, everybody, for popping up and playing at low notice. Thank you very much for coming along and watching us in chat. We most appreciate it. Loving some of the ideas. Use the Earth's gravitational pull. Get her a Faraday cage. Now you have an android angel and a baby mutant dragon. These things are all true. So thanks very much, chat, for coming along tonight. Join us again tomorrow for Spire, Bedlam Hill, the penultimate session thereof, as the group put stuff in play to get ready to do their final maneuvers against the asylum and maybe against the arena as well. Who knows? We've been Garblag Games. Thank you very much for joining us, and good night.
Bye.
Good night.